Hey gang, Spider Paul. We got back from Terrificon a couple days ago and I wanted to do a video to talk about the con, show off some of the stuff I got. We always have a great time. This is our third year going, and this year I did a couple of things a little bit differently that worked out pretty well. The one thing I did was I booked an extra night so we weren't running around at the last day of the con trying to get every last minute thing in we could and then driving 3-4 hours home afterwards. So we got to relax and have dinner at Michael Jordan's and enjoy it a little bit more and come back the next day. The other thing I did was I planned out what I was doing for signatures and what artwork I wanted to get and get that out of the way the first day, because usually that stuff takes quite a long time. The lines can be long, and I've got bitten before because I said, oh, I'll wait, I'll do that tomorrow, and then the artist I wanted is gone. So Friday we got there, and that was my plan. Get the signatures, get stuff witnessed, get any artwork I wanted done, completed. So Chris Claremont was there. So I brought my X-Men 266, the first appearance of Gambit, got that signed and witnessed. And, you know, being the old guy in the scooter chair, the line was kind of long. But they looked at me and they said, just come over here and wait. We'll put you right up front. And they rolled me right up and get signed and witnessed and everything done. Easy, piece of cake. The other line that was really long was Walt Simonson. Louise Simonson, his wife, was supposed to be there, and I had books for both of them. But evidently Louise got sick and couldn't make it, so Walt was there. So I got in line for Walt, and, you know, I had, I think it was door 340, 341. It's the one he did the cover art for with the dragon on the front. And as I was waiting, this guy walks up and he says, waiting for a signature or you want a sketch? And I really wasn't paying attention. I figured it was one of the Terrificon staff working. I said, no, I just want a signature. And he says, how many books? So I said, just one. And I look up and he grabs the book, and it's Walt Simonson. He came out from behind the table and saw me in line and came over. He said, here, and he signed it. And I said, well, I was going to get it witnessed. And he went, he's a witness. And he pointed to the guy next to him, handed him the book. So I got the book witnessed. I said, Mr. Simonson, what do I owe you? And he went, don't worry about it. And I said, thank you very much. So a very nice guy. And I was very impressed with that. Also, I had a Masters of the Universe movie adaptation book, and Ralph Macchio was there. So I got his signature. And got my Star Wars #1 signed by Howard Chaykin, who sang for us. So all in all, the signatures, which I figured would take most of Friday, was nothing at all. It was a breeze. I actually joked with some people who said, I'm going to rent out the scooter and you can go ahead and jump the line. So the other thing we wanted to do is get some artwork done. I have a sketchbook that I've been working on. And it's mostly guys that I'm friendly with, and I know Rich Woodall's in there. Steve Levine did a turtle for me. A couple of younger guys at the Little Giant show did a sketch. But somebody that we've made friends with, an artist named George Deep, was there. And George came up and said hi as we got in and was wandering around and saying hi to Very Gary and the Defects and Mellow Fellow and all the crew that we hang out with. And I said, George, I need a Deep original. And he smiled. He says, I could do that. I said, I want you to put something in my sketchbook. So George was the artist who did the Terrificon program. That's George's work. Now, as I've mentioned before, I'm a big Spider-Man fan. My girlfriend, Mary Ellen, collects Groot and collects Do You Pooh books. She finds the Do You Pooh books funny and likes the artwork. So George said, well, what do you want? So we talked about it a little bit. And I said, why don't we kill two birds with one stone? can you do a spider poo? And George said, choice. Then he told me here all weekend, take your time. This is what he drew for us. Pooh is Spider-Man, which is awesome. I'm really impressed with that. So I was able to get another sketch to add to my book and get all my witness signatures on the first day pretty painlessly and, fairly quickly. So let me show you some of the other stuff that we picked up. One of the artists that we kind of ran into in the elevator, his name is David Mack, had a graphic novel for the story cover, and that looked interesting, and I'm a big reader, so I got that from him, and he signed that for us. Now, one of the other artists that we've become really friendly with, he's done a beautiful Hulk sketch for me in my book, and he's done a groove for Mary Ellen, is Ryan G. Brown. So Ryan was there, we had a booth, we talked to him, hung out with him for a while, and I saw a book there that I said, oh, that's beautiful. And I thought, you know what, somebody's probably going to scoop that up. Nobody picked it up the first day. Nobody picked it up the second day. And the second day on the way out, I said to Mary Ellen, if that book is still there tomorrow, I'm buying it. So Ryan did this sketch on the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. That's all original artwork. I'm just going to get the glare off a little bit. And this thing is gorgeous. So I couldn't leave Terrificon without adding that to my PC. That's going up on the wall with some of my other Ryan Brown stuff. I have a Gambit, and we have the Hulk that he did. And he's actually working on another cover for me, another turtle sketch cover, where I have one of the turtles on there, and I needed the other three. So I'll pick that up at Terrificon. Now, the next thing we did was stop over to see Otto and Chinmo, Roger and Dave, 3 Men in a Basement, go over to their booth and check out what they had. And there was a bunch of books that they were selling. So I went digging through the boxes, and I picked up, I mentioned Star Wars, my Star Wars #1 that Howard Jenkins signed. And they had #2. This is the reprint, but it was very, very inexpensive. And I thought, you know what? I'd like to read that, so I picked that up. And they also had the Rogue miniseries. So I was able to grab all 4 of those books. Let me see if I can do this without dropping one. There we go. And I didn't notice this until after I got home. 3 and 4 are signed by Michael Rengo. I think I'm saying the name right. So grabbed those from 3 Men in the Basement, a couple other run full of books from them. As always, they gave me a great price on stuff. Cannot complain. And I was digging through boxes at one of the vendors, and I apologize, I can't remember exactly who it was, but he had a lot of completed runs on books. And I thought, let me see if there's something I haven't read that I always wanted to read, or something I've wanted to own where I don't have to dig around and, collect all the issues. Because I'm getting old and lazy. If I can pick everything up at once, I'll do that. Now, I had read DC's Blackest Night, and they had a set with the 3 Superman issues of Blackest Night, which I did not have for my Superman collection, and I hadn't read, so I got those. And I also picked up a classic run that I've only read in the trade paperback years and years ago, but have never owned the books. He had all 12 issues of Watchmen. So I was able to grab the whole stack with all 12 Watchmen books. And I'm really looking forward to rereading that and reading the actual books as opposed to just the trades. Real psyched about that. Now, one other creator that I've been a fan of since the 90s is Billy Tucci. He did She, as was I think his big series when he first came out. And she is a ninja warrior. And I did martial arts for 10, 15 years. So when I saw that in the 90s, I said, oh, I'm definitely checking this out. Now, I've collected most of what he's put out. So when I see him, I always go and look to see, what I could find. And it had a 30th anniversary issue. And this is all black and white. It reprints the first issue in black and white. So I'm going to reread this and get nostalgic with She. And that's also signed. And then I grabbed some other books for my Hulk run and for my Spider-Man run. Got Hulk King Size Annual number 5. And you can see up in the corner there, this is the second appearance of Groot. There he is right there. Right? A little bit different than the nice, cute baby Groot that my girlfriend collects. But I was glad to grab that. That's a cool book. Now, Very Gary is always at all these shows. And there are 2 guys I buy all my big keys from. One of them is Chris's Comics, who's right here in Seabrook, New Hampshire. He's about 40 minutes from me. Whenever I'm going to spend a lot of money, I'll go and see Chris because I used to sub up to his stuff. I did that for like 30 years. And Gary is the other one. Gary's always treated me well and given me good deals. I got to speak with him a little bit and talk with his dad, Big Gary, a few times, who's a really nice guy. So the other Hulk book I got, if you've seen the new Deadpool movie, you'll recognize this cover. This is one I've always wanted and never picked up, waiting for the price to get right. And then finally said, you know what, I'm going to pull the trigger. And Gary gave me a good price on this book. So glad to add that to the PC. Now for Spider-Man. I was able to get King Size Special number 3 with the cool Spidey, Hulk, Captain America, Iron Man, Thor. Everybody's on that color. That's going in the PC. And then I'm under 50 books away from having a complete run from going from AF-15, the first appearance, all the way through current day. Now, it's exciting to be that close. They're having a complete run of that many Spider-Man books. And it's also painful for my wallet because at this point, anything I'm looking for is under issue 93. You know, I've got some of that stuff with about 45 or so of them missing, about half of them missing. And they're all not short money, to put it politely. And my girlfriend said, well, which Spider-Man books do you need? I said, just look on the wall. And if it's really expensive, I'm probably missing it. So I did add from Chris, number 29, with the Scorpion. And number 28, which I believe is the first Molten Man. The black cover. They're about mid-grade. There's some spine ticks. The black cover is real tough to get. You can see some spine ticks and things on that cover. But Chris was selling them for half off of fair market value. So I couldn't walk away from that. He had 16 and 17 too. And part of me was trying to do the math to see if I could do all 4. And that would have blown my budget for the 4 days on the first day of Terrificon. So I held off on doing that. But I did get issue 67. This is really clean and in beautiful shape and a great cover. And issue 94. So my Spider-Man run is getting closer to complete. Maybe someday I'll actually have it done. If anybody wants to donate an Amazing Fantasy 15 to an old guy with a disability up in New Hampshire, I'll send you my address. We had a great time at the show. It's always great to hang with everybody. The food there is awesome. The people are awesome. And it's probably my favorite con to go to. And we got back, and I'm already can't wait for next year. It was great to see everybody in the community that was there. Great to hang out, and as always, fun to dig through boxes and find comic books. So thanks for watching. Subscribe to the channel, like the video if you would. I'll try to do more of this stuff. I've been working a lot with the band. We should have a new single coming out soon. So hopefully I'll be able to post some of that stuff up too and change this up a little bit, give you guys some music. Take care. Thank you.